Captain's Log Supplemental. I just completed my monthly crew complaint reviews, and there were certainly some interesting ones. I had to laugh at the first one. Apparently someone is taking umbrage with the way Commander Simmons is sitting on chairs. They called it weird and oddly sexual. I don't even know how I'm going to relay that to him. Another one was about Lieutenant Picardy. He has created a holoprogram where all the women of the crew are attracted to him. Kind of sad, honestly, but we can't have likenesses of the crew in that kind of program. Finally, the Vulcans in our crew have made complaints about the music that is played in 10 Forward. They are not big fans of classic jazz, apparently. They described it as an assault on their ears. I mean, I'm not a big fan of jazz either, but that seems a bit dramatic.
Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Rob. As always, I'm joined by my two friends and co-hosts, Chris and Stanford.
Hello there.
Hi.
And unfortunately, our producer is unable to join us at this time. Maybe she'll make an appearance later, but we will call out Mariah and miss her absence.
Yeah.
2 in a row, man. She doesn't like us anymore.
Well, the last one was recorded at a weird time, so that's not entirely her fault.
True.
But like, there's one Wednesday a month where she goes and teaches knitting, and so she's going to be late. But she should be here pretty much any minute. And she said she would come on because I'm going to make her participate in the Potpourri. So.
Oh, nice. So yeah, for the uninitiated, Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. Each week we are moving ahead in chronological stardate order. We are now up to Strange New Worlds. We're in season 2, just about at the end here. This will be episode 9 tonight. If you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, give us a share, write a comment, share us with your friends, families, foes, whoever you want, really. We're just happy to get the word out. But anyway, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty all right. My child got a phone today, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I got a text message.
Word I would use, but
he's fine. Like he's so.
I'm sure he is.
I'm like, by the way, man, you have this is the kind of child I have. I'm like, by the way, man, YouTube is on here, and like, you know your rules about YouTube. So, but I can take YouTube off if if I can't trust you. And he's like, just go ahead and take it off. I don't want to be tempted. And I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
No, because you might need it, but you know your rules. So like, my child is so averse to breaking rules that it's almost like depressing. Did you go break a rule, man. Please?
Oh man.
It's like a little young Rob over there.
Yep. So he's got his phone number. That's his forever phone number. Because like,
that's so fun.
It's weird. I've already memorized it, which is good.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Go ahead.
I got a text message from him earlier, and I was like, "Who is this number?" Oh,
yeah. I'm sure we haven't gotten the kids' phones yet, but I'm sure it'll be there before too long. They're in middle school now. They're just finishing up 6th grade, so
right.
I'm sure they'll be bugging us for one before too long.
I forget that your kids are in the same grade because they're born later, but I guess they're in the summertime, right?
Yeah, June.
Yeah, so they squeaked in. Yeah, because he's going into 7th grade, and that actually in our school district that starts middle school. So next year he's going to brick and mortar, and we're like, yeah.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yes, he is. Oh, maybe I didn't tell you. Yeah. He decided he wants to go to brick and mortar instead of cyber school. And we're like, yeah, man, if you want to.
Oh, nice.
And we're like,
I'm both excited and terrified for him.
He'll be fine.
I will note, middle school is a tough fucking grade, like school to go into for public school for the first time. Like, damn.
At least it's like the first time all of these kids are going to middle school, so it won't be that bad.
That's true. However, like, girls are so fucking mean in middle school.
God damn.
Yeah.
Like, I will relay a story to you that my children told me. They said there was like the first couple weeks of middle school, girls were going around asking boys if they wanted to like be boyfriend or like date or something like that.
Sure.
And then laughing at them when they said yes.
Fuck.
Oh,
you know what?
So sad.
Based on how patriarchal society is going to treat them, get it while you can, girls. Like, yeah, fucking get one over. Like,
No, absolutely not. That is totally unacceptable behavior for anybody, no matter what the situation.
Look, how is Joe Rogan and Andrew Tate gonna get listeners if the girls aren't doing this shit to them? Like, come on.
Oh boy. But yeah. So good luck. I hope he really enjoys it.
I'm sure he'll be fine. We're pretty sure that he's going to be like, in terms of like getting his actual academics done, like he's going to be ahead of the game because he's been working effectively independent as a student for the last year. So like, he's going to get.
I'm sure he'll do great in that regard. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would not be worried there. I think my concerns would be purely in the social realm.
Right. And it's not like he's like, I've never seen a child my age before. Like he's not like,
look, I've heard how your child talks to people. Okay.
Yeah. He talks like a very small adult man. Yeah.
I really like that Mariah's already assigning clicks to him for him.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Wait, what?
She wants him to be a theater kid. She wants him to be a theater kid.
I mean, yeah, I see it.
And he's like, and Mariah's like, I mean, I don't want him getting into drugs and stuff, and I don't want him having sex, and I want him to be a theater kid. I'm like, okay, 2 of those are exclusive, honey. Depending on the troop, it might be varied on which 2, but more than likely he gonna be fucking like theater. I wasn't in high school. I wasn't in the theater group, but I was in the plays because I like to act and stuff. So I was like around them.
Oh yeah,
theater and like I was in like the green room while everyone was. I'm like, oh, all y'all are fucking each other. Like that's definitely the dynamic here. Like
theater kids have the most sex in high school.
It seems
incorrect. Band kids.
No.
Oh, yeah, they're up there too. You're not wrong.
They're up there, but their band kids have a lot of sex. Don't get me wrong. They're not. It's not the same. It's not the same league, man. Like you're having more than normal kids. Theater kids are fucking each other like daily. It's fucking insane, man.
Band kids are practically incestuous. Like it's almost like Friends level, like we're all just gonna date each other.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Dating doesn't, that's a weird way to pronounce theater band orgy or theater group orgy. Like.
Oh man. So yeah, he'll have some fun. He's a few years away from all that though, so you're good.
Hopefully, yes. So big transitions happening here in the Stanford house. And of course, like we obviously have the standard parent concerns of like, it's not like we were running active shooter drills here in the house,
That's true. My kids have been doing that since elementary.
So like that's
so sad.
That's fun.
It really fucking is. It really fucking is.
So on that bright note,
yep.
Star Trek. This week's episode was season 2, episode 9, Subspace Rhapsody. So after last week's episode, I forgot that the musical episode happened so quick. I'm also like kind of shocked at how fast we're getting through Strange
I was going
to
say, I don't know if it happened quick. We're just, these are so much shorter compared to the other things we've watched. It feels like we're just powering through.
Like we have one more episode of season 2, which means that we have 11 more episodes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because season 4 isn't out yet, and there's only 10 episodes in season 3.
Yeah, season 4 is supposed to release in July, I believe.
Oh shit, are we going to be doing that one live?
Yeah,
well, and I don't know if we start
live.
TOS prior to that releasing, then we'll probably finish TOS. Like, I don't think we should hop back, I
was going to ask you guys how you wanted to handle that. Like, are we just going to like hop? I kind of lean towards doing that, honestly. Like,
yeah. Well, because the thing is, like, it releases weekly. So if we hop back, that means we're going to do like a couple episodes of TOS, and then we're just going to run through all of season 4 of Strange New Worlds.
Hmm.
Now, like, I'm fine with that. I like when we get to the DS9 era, we're going to be hopping back and forth because DS9 never was on the air by itself.
Sure.
Oh, that's going to get so confusing.
I guess we don't have to decide now, but yeah, I think it'd be fun to do like a current broadcast show. You know?
It would be.
I think that'd be fun.
All right. Well, then I guess once Strange New World season 4 starts throwing, we'll just fucking start doing it. Fuck it.
Right. We'll do it live.
I've made an executive decision.
So yeah, season 2, episode 9 is where we're at.
Subspace Rhapsody. Yeah, we kick off this week with a comm officer log from Uhura.
I want to preface this show by saying I fucking love musicals.
You know, that's fun.
Really?
It's funny because I have a note that's like almost before the opening that says, "Oh man, I'm such a sucker for musicals. Like I fucking love them. I love them to death."
Are you being sarcastic? Or are you being for real?
Who?
I am 100%.
I have never been more real. I fucking love musicals.
I love musicals. Like I love them. And everybody in my house at the very most tolerates them.
When I am at a show and it's a musical, like live, I'm just grinning ear to ear the whole time. Like
that's so funny.
And like not even like it's almost doesn't matter the quality. And this is not a disparagement to what I'm about to say, but like we went and saw John's kids like middle school musical, which was like Footloose, and like it's a middle school musical, so you're getting what you get. A fucking incredible. No notes. 100% a great evening. I had a great time.
So for me, like I so easily emotionally connect to music.
Yes.
Like I feel things so much harder with music than anything else.
And dude, like a good harmonizing duet, and I get chills. I fucking love them. I love it so much.
Absolutely.
So I normally hate musical TV show episodes.
That's so funny that Rob is the one who's like, fucking musicals are the worst.
I mean, it's specifically TV shows. Like Broadway musicals, like shows, I love those. Like, really love those. But stuff like this, usually it just immediately makes me cringe. I don't know why. There are a few exceptions. This week's episode being one of them.
The only ones I can even think of are like the Scrubs one, which was fine.
Scrubs was another fun one.
And then like, as I understand it, there was a musical episode of Buffy, but I've never watched Buffy. So
there's a link in this episode, actually.
I didn't know that. So I those are the only like musical episodes of a TV show I can even think of.
I feel like it was more popular back in the 90s. There were a lot. Like even like crappy Nickelodeon shows had musical episodes.
Oh, there's like a musical episode of like Rocco's Modern Life. You just said Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah. RECYCLE recycle. Don't you POLLUTE pollute. Yeah. Oh my God. What a fucking great. Oh yeah. That was a great episode. Oh, fucking. I love musicals.
I love musicals, man.
So yeah, normally I hate these. This was very fun for me. I don't know if it's just because it's Star Trek, but I like how they hooked it. I mean, we'll get to it at the end.
Yep.
So yeah, we kick off with the comm log from Uhura. Enterprise has encountered a naturally occurring subspace fold. Spock is working on a way to use it to dramatically increase the speed of subspace communications in the region. But his work, unfortunately, is eating up all of Enterprise's compute power, I guess. So Uhura's just like back on old school.
She's operator.
Like, operator duty. Yeah, like phone operator duty.
Which is so funny to me because like the UI she has running this is taking more computer power than a simple comm relay. Like
I know.
That's a solved problem that we've solved like decades ago. You know? Like it's very funny.
Yeah, and it's silly, but also like they're definitely like leaning into the
right. They're setting up
like
Uhura, and yeah. I have like one primary complaint through all of this episode, and like I think that this setup is kind of part of it. That they're leaning just into Uhura, and like, yeah, I know we'll get there.
So I feel like there were two episodes. There were two characters that this entire episode really focused on. It was Uhura and Lon. Like, they were clearly the main characters here.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah. Patel is trying to convince Pike to go on a vacation, which he is not very excited about.
To Crevo. Yeah, Crevo, apparently. What was his issue with Crevo? Was it like...
You kind of find out later, but basically his issue is he doesn't like doing touristy shit. That's not how he likes to vacation. His ideal vacation is like camping, but basically he just wants to kick it easy. Like, that's what he would like to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to be running around, because she was like, we could do this, and then we can go see the glass islands, and we could go do this. And he's just like, for him, a vacation is not like doing a bunch of stuff. It's just relaxing, ideally in the woods, but like he as we later compromise, he'll accept by a pool with a Mai Tai, like. And those are two different kinds of vacationing people.
They are.
Like, because
I think I lean towards Pike on this one.
It's funny because like my dad and my stepmom are towards Pike's end, but my mom and my stepdad are more Patel. Like, vacationing with my mom is like this nonstop.
Oh, see, that's not vacation to me. Like,
well, and I will say, like, they don't call it vacation; they call it travel. They like to go have experiences, right?
Sure, and like I get it. Like, I get wanting to do things, but like, oh man, like. But like
my mom's theory is like, especially because like now she's living in Florida, but before the apartment, like, I can sit by a pool at home, like. I'd rather go like do something cool if I'm going to be in some foreign country or whatever,
I get it, but no, it's a no for me.
Sure.
So yeah, we find out that Kirk's making a visit to Enterprise as a part of his command training. So Lon shows up to receive him, getting ready for the security check over, and Una immedially picks up on how like uneasily excited she is to see Kirk.
Yeah.
What she says, she's like, it's making me sweat.
Yeah. She clocks it immediately.
I freaking love Una. This is so good. She's also very happy to see that Lon and Kirk already know each other. And she's just enjoying watching Lon squirm a little bit.
Yeah, Lon's all flustered, and the actor who plays Lon is doing a good job with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is.
She has a pretty good range.
Yeah. Chapel, meanwhile, is waiting on a approval or rejection for another medical fellowship that she applied for. And Vega and Ortegas are there to kind of like cheer her on while she opens up the acceptance. It's not really a letter, email, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you call it on a pad?
Ortegas is making me laugh this whole fucking scene, though. She is so fucking funny sometimes.
Yeah. I do have a travel note.
Really good.
Or travel note. Fuck.
A travel
Trivia
note. When there's some travel you can't miss, it's a fun fact with Chris.
So the Dr. Corby nurse Chapel is trying to get a fellowship with is Roger Corby, the character from our most unfortunately named TOS episode, What Are Little Girls Made Of?
Is that who she ends up dating?
Yep.
Okay, because he shows up in season 3 then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spoilers.
So yeah, Spock is working down in engineering with Uhura and getting harassed by Pelia, which is always funny. After Uhura starts humming, Pelia gets the bright idea of sending music through to see if the harmonics will help their work with the subspace fold.
I guess
so this whole episode is her fault, is what I'm saying.
Basically.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, that area has the different laws of physics, so why not try some fundamental harmonics? Okay. Wait, aren't fundamental harmonics a law of physics? Like, it's fine to try it, but like, why would we think that would work?
For funsies.
Because shut up.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anyway, we sent Anything Goes through the subspace.
Which immediately made me think of Fallout, because I'm like singing it. And, like, there is a very specific selection of songs from like the 40s and 50s and 60s that like if I hear them, I'm immediately in the wasteland blowing up fucking super mutants.
Uranium fever.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yep.
Dude, Liam sings that song now.
Oh yeah,
It's
he
so
sings it every
freaking
once in a
funny.
while. Yeah.
So yeah, they play Anything Goes. The Fold immediately starts reacting and just shoots out this wave throughout the hull of the ship. Not concerning or anything. So naturally, Pike decides to check in on the crew, only for Spock to begin responding in verse because everyone is singing now.
Well, yeah, and then some music starts, and they can clearly hear the music because they're all like, "What the fuck?" And then and then Spock starts singing, and we get musical number one, the first musical number, which is Everyone, because I've got them charted out like who sang what. Everyone is in like the whole cast. This is like an overture.
Yeah.
How much trivia do you have about the actors and the singing, Chris?
I have some. Like, I have a note here that Uhura's actor, Celia Rose Gooding, Christina Chong, who plays Lon, and Melissa Navia, who plays Ortegas, have like musical acting backgrounds.
Oh, okay.
They do, yeah.
Most, I think maybe all of them sang their own lines, except for, as I understand it, Mbenga did not.
Yep.
Which makes sense. Because, like, have you heard him talk?
No, he's fine. Like, I think he would be fine. He's just got an accent. But, like, he apparently, like, the actor is
just
like,
so gravelly.
I don't do singing. Like, my contract says no fuck you to singing. And he's like, I'll dance, I'll lip sync, but I ain't fucking singing. As I understand it, is how it went.
While we're talking about the actors, in the Ready Room podcast, Christina Chong apparently had revealed she had been petitioning the producers to make this episode for a while.
Deep dive.
Well, shut the fuck up, Chris. God damn it. You're always ruining Rob's deep dive. That's definitely how that always happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my notes are like giggle, the music starting, and then musical number one, Everyone. And then, oh man, I'm such a sucker for musicals. Cause like I'm immediately on board. And this is where I first note that like, I think this episode would have been stronger. Like the music is great. The musical numbers are well written and stuff. I think the overall writing of the episode would have been stronger if someone wasn't affected. Whether it be Spock or Pike, just like one, they needed a straight man. And they didn't really have one. And I think that brought the whole episode down for me a little bit. I think it would have been a stronger episode if there was a straight man through the whole thing. Even Kirk would have been fine.
I don't know if I agree.
I was going to say.
I don't know if I
think
agree.
it would have been. I think it would have been good if they were the straight man through the whole episode until the finale.
Oh well, no, like and yeah, like I think that part of the plot at that point would be that they would have to like start singing sometimes because like that's how communication happened, right? So like I think it would have been funny if it was Pike because then like when Patel was yelling at him over the view screen, like Pike would have like had to like try to sing back, you know, and everyone was like waiting for him to and stuff. I just think that there could have been better moments if we had a straight man.
Yeah. So anyway, everyone's singing. Ortegas and Pike do note that the music isn't coming from the ship, meaning that like they can hear the music that they're singing along to, which is funny.
I thought that was funny, and I didn't pick that up the first time I watched this, I guess.
I didn't either.
So,
that's a note I had much later is like, I also think this episode would have been very much improved if a pit band showed up out of nowhere.
Oh my God.
If some people with instruments just started kind of coming in and playing instruments and everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? Like that would also have been amazing.
They should have picked up that jazz band that they rescued from that station a couple episodes ago. They should have brought them back. So there's a fun note, and I'm sure you have a trivia thing on it at the end of the episode, Chris, about the Star Trek music that shows up at the end.
I mean, but
yeah.
Well, we have the opening. Here's the acapella opening, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Acapella opening was great. Like they did such a good job.
Oh, so good.
And then we come back with I will say happened.
With as much as it makes me the whitest person in the world, I'm kind of a sucker for acapella too. Like I like
acapella.
I like vocal harmonization.
I'm so back and forth on acapella, to be honest. Like
the Carmen Sandiego theme song might be the greatest musical arrangement ever put forth by man. Like,
what's the like? Oh, she's one of the actresses from like Twilight. She does like a bunch of acapella movies.
Oh, you're talking about Pitch Perfect,
Rebel
and
Wilson's
that is
yes, Pitch
Kendra.
Perfect.
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick. Thank you.
It. Yeah, those movies are surprisingly good, and I enjoyed them way more than I was expecting.
I have not seen them. My siblings are very much upset that I have not seen them, so I will be watching them soon, probably.
They are good.
I don't even know if Mariah's seen them.
Well, she's the one who told me Anna Kendrick, and she was nodding when I said how much that I actually like those movies.
Is she there?
So
yeah, Mariah, have you seen Pitch Perfect?
I have seen Pitch Perfect. There's another one. There's a sequel, right?
I think there are
three.
two.
Or
there three?
Oh,
okay.
But the first one's really good.
Yeah, Kelsey
I haven't seen the third
to
one.
me.
Yeah. That's where the cup song comes from.
Yeah.
The cup song, yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Mariah. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Yes. So in this meeting,
I like Kirk saying, like, I thought it was a prank.
Oh, yeah, Kirk's direct line was, honestly, I thought it was something you had all rehearsed, but then I started singing, and, like, that was pretty funny. Like I said, it also would, like, I think Kirk would have also been a good candidate for straight man through the whole thing, especially because he's not from the ship. So, like, he would have been
a straight man in this episode?
There was not, and that's what I was saying before you showed up. Like, I think that this episode would have been stronger if there was one.
So in this little meeting, they mention they have like this little exchange about bunnies.
And Becca's like, I would prefer not to be a bunny either.
So this is actually a reference to the Buffy musical episode, Once More with Feeling.
Yeah.
Which the showrunners apparently named as an inspiration for this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, do they turn into
also
bunnies
in
in
the
that?
Deep dive?
I was not a Buffy watcher.
God damn it, Chris! Shut the fuck up.
Hey.
Chris is like, time for my payback.
So yeah, Spock postulates to the senior staff that the fold has created a quantum improbability field, altering the reality to one where they all sing whenever they get emotional, which is kind of fun. Pelia realizes that like the whole subspace fold is opened up like a zipper, so maybe all you have to do is zip it back up.
Yep, they have to make a zipper beam, which is a word they used kind of a lot. So like, zipper beam is funny to me.
Back up on the bridge, Spock sees the internship letter on Uhura Station, but she notes that she doesn't read personal letters, and good on her. Spock needs to back the fuck off here. Spock's effectively told that you're just going to have to go talk to Chapel about it, and he's not happy.
I mean, with how that talk went, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
No. Kirk and Una talk shop about being first officer. Una suggests not keeping himself so far apart from from his crew, and cue up the second song.
Yep. So musical number 2. This one is Kirk and Una. This one, until La'an kind of shows up at the end, this one felt weirdly forced.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of emotion going on, but then La'an showing up kind of like brought it back into the fold. So like it was fine, but it was like, why are Kirk and Una singing? But I'm a sucker for a good duet, so I was on board.
So I have a note here that like I get that the whole like subspace fold is making them sing. Why the dancing?
It's funny because
they're following the rules of musicals. Didn't you hear that in the briefing?
I don't know whether it's intentional or if it is a side effect. There are 3 like possibilities. Either A, it is intentional, like writing, which I will compliment them on. B, it is a side effect of the fact that this is how musicals are constructed. Or C, it's a side effect of how television is produced. But I don't know if you noticed, but like the choreography got more and more intricate as the show went on.
I did notice that, yeah.
And I don't know, like I said,
right.
There's a level where like, and if they had said something in dialogue about it, I would have given it to them as like a writing, like genius move, because like it's like it's getting worse, right? Like the concept of the musical reality is getting worse. So at the end, they're doing these crazy ass fucking choreography, like dance maneuvers and shit, because that's how the universe is now that it's been getting worse and worse. But I suspect it's just like those other two where like, I don't know if you've ever watched a musical, but aside from like the overture, it starts out pretty like low choreography, low like, emotion and stuff, and then ramps up because that's how, stories are told. So I think it might be more that that's how it was going. But yes, this is the first time they start actually like dancing a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, we see Lon peering out from the corner of a bulkhead where she's clearly peeping on Kirk.
Jealously watching from the shadows.
Yeah.
Because of her eyeshadow, like, or I guess it's actually more eyeliner. She looks like evil almost. And I know that's not the like intent, but that's just the kind of symbolism of what she like
symbology.
Kind of
yeah. So yeah, she then gets a solo performance reflecting on her trouble understanding and coming to terms with her feelings for Kirk.
Huge mistake here.
Really?
The transition to the fantasy thing was completely bad. Like,
so I don't think that it was a fantasy. I think that it was supposed to be like what happened on alternate Earth.
Fine. The flashback then. My point is that like never throughout the rest of the episode do we cut away from the actors performing, because again, this is a reality where this is how it actually should work. But for whatever reason, they decided that La'an needed to cut away to this little fantasy thing or this flashback or dream or whatever it was. And that was a huge mistake. It ruins this whole scene, which is too bad because La'an's song is actually very good. And her emotional struggle is very interesting. But it gets undercut by this, like, because like the visuals are different. The pacing of the fantasy is weird. Like it just doesn't fit.
I noted that this was a song where like her acting didn't match her singing the most, or of like any of the scenes they had. Like she was like belting in the song, and she was like for parts of it where like was barely opening her mouth.
Yeah, it was just kind of like sitting on the bed and shit. Yeah,
it was just a little jarring visually.
Yeah, so like of all the various moments that are blocked in this episode to music, this was the weakest one by far.
I did have a note here though. Holy shit, Christina Chong can sing.
Yeah,
yes,
I did have that note as well. Yeah,
absolutely.
So yeah, after the embarrassing outburst, Lon warns Pike that the crew are like revealing emotional information in their singing, which she says is like a security risk, which is very on character for her, like on brand. That was fun.
I don't know why Pike is like, that doesn't seem like a very big risk. Like, shut the fuck up, Pike. Yes, it is, obviously. Like you're forced into confessing deeply held secrets in song. Like, even if it's not necessarily a national security risk, it's still like a problem for like HR, you know?
Right. Kirk and Pornstash are having a brotherly moment down in the deflector room, working on the zipper beam thing.
Oh man, this was a good dynamic too. Pornstash is so fucking good.
I really like the two of them together in like every scene. It's always funny. We then, they fire it off. It looks like the fold is closing, but then it backfires in a really bright explosion.
My note here is, I'm a firing my zipper beam.
Almost immediately making Pike eat his words. Patel calls.
This is such a good piece too.
They're still on the bridge, and she like refuses to let him transfer the call to his room. So she's very surprised to find herself singing and just airing all their dirty laundry out to the entire bridge crew.
This song is called Private Conversation. It is Pike and Patel. It's the fourth song of the episode. Yeah. And like, it's so good. It's just perfect. Like, it's a perfect little song. And Patel, in kind of like a contrast to Lon's actor in the last Patel. Is it not Patel?
Batel with a B.
Batel. B.
Oh, I thought it was Patel, like the Indian surname. Batel. Okay. Unlike La'an's actor, in kind of contrast to La'an's actor in the last musical number, Batel's actor does a fantastic job facially acting this song because she's sitting behind a desk the whole time over a video call, but she does such a good job.
Yeah. La'an very brilliantly cuts off the communication.
Just as Pike's getting on his knees singing.
Yeah.
Man.
Spock reports that the quantum field has now bounced off their internal comms to the entire fleet, so everybody gets to sing.
Oh man, I can imagine the ships are doing some incredible like air show choreography now.
Yeah. I like that Una notes that Admiral April has a wonderful baritone. That was a nice little call out. So yeah, Uhura realizes that it's not just that they're singing, they're following musical rules now, which they're highlighting their emotions, right? The more emotional somebody is, the more likely they are to break out in song and dance. Spock has another plan to close the improbability field. Jesus
Real
Christ,
quick though, I actually I find that explanation of the musical reality to be lackluster and frankly a little dismissive of how musicals work, because musicals don't have musical numbers because there are big emotions. They use music to provide large plot points. Now, there is often overlap between large emotional moments and plots. Don't get me wrong, but I think it is somewhat disingenuous to suggest that the music is being used to convey emotion because words are not enough, which is kind of what she's implying. When musicals are using music for a lot of different things, not just emotions. Pacing, energy, all kinds of storytelling tools are used inside music, or are used, songs are used for all those kinds of tools inside musicals in a way that just saying well, you know how when we sing our feelings, no. It's so much more intricate than that as a storytelling device. And I think that this explanation was A, not really necessary, we get it, and B, kind of insulting almost to people who actually craft musicals, because it's not just oh, that's where they're having big feelings, let's get a song going. There's a lot more to it than that.
So is this the part of the night where you tell us that you're writing a musical?
It is not. However, it is a part where I will tell you this. Unfortunately, because I did not realize that I was going to think of this while I was watching the episode, I have a cousin who is a writer and director on Broadway.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he is who we are going to interview at the end of the month. And we're going to do a special, a bonus episode.
Cool.
He's not a big Star Trek person. And given how divisive this episode was among the Star Trek community, he provided me an opportunity of hey, what does a musical person think of this episode? Right. So we're going to chat with him about this episode, but also about musicals in general in a couple of weeks. So look out for that in your feed.
Cool.
Sweet.
So yeah, Spock has another plan, but he wants to try it out in the lab rather than just blindly firing the zipper beam again. So he needs to get some particles from the fold.
Well, it's not they weren't going to zipper beam it again. They were literally going to fire fucking torpedoes into it.
Yeah, they were going to blow it the fuck up, but they're worried that, he's he wasn't sure what effect that would have.
Yeah. So Lon, after getting voluntold for the job, goes to Una to refuse the mission and indirectly admits her feelings for Kirk. I feel like Una's eating this up the whole time. This whole episode, she's just and
Una, this is musical number 5, and Una's singing at La'an. La'an actually doesn't sing here, which is kind of an interesting choice.
It was, yeah. The song is basically, telling La'an that bottling up all your emotions are only really going to wind up hurting you. So, maybe try telling the truth, see how it goes. So La'an winds up joining Kirk in the transporter room. They successfully nab their musical particles. Kirk then notes that they make a good pair.
It would have been so fucking funny if inside the box the visual was little notes
Oh, that would
have been amazing. See, man, there's some missed opportunities. They didn't lean into some stuff enough here.
What is that? Oh, that's B flatonium.
Get the fuck out of here, Rob.
B flatonium.
The fuck out.
Oh, that's what all the flutes are made of, man.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So yeah, right before Lon can actually spill the beans on their alternate history, there's a blast, and Pike gets a call from the Klingons. Apparently, the Klingons have been shamed into singing and dancing, and they want to destroy the abominable anomaly that has caused this dishonor to them.
Side note here. Like, a big deal is made about, like, Klingon opera and shit in, like,
Right.
DS9. So it's not like they don't sing.
I think, like, I actually, because he said the dishonor, I think it is more the revealing of emotions that they're concerned with than the actual, like, busting out and singing.
Yeah, probably.
And based on the musical number we get from them later, it may also be the kind of singing, which I am also upset with, but we'll get there when we get there. But like, you're not wrong. It's not like they don't know how to sing. But I think being stoic is kind of a Klingon thing, and not being able to, like, literally not being capable of keeping your emotions inside without bursting into a song would be kind of like bad, right? In that culture.
I suppose.
Yeah, so
although
there
is a missed opportunity to cut to a Klingon like having a fucking musical number where he's like fighting a bunch of other Klingons, like like to the beat of the music would be incredible.
Oh, that would be fun. Oh, we should make a Star Trek rhythm game.
Ew. I'm Han Solo. Like, what do we need?
Yeah, so this is when Spock warns the rest of the crew that anybody affected by the improbability field would be destroyed along with the field if the Klingons blow it up. So, it just turns out it's most of the Federation now and like half the Klingon Empire. No big deal. Her and Spock come upon Chapel celebrating her fellowship acceptance with some of her friends in the bar. And Spock just like walks on up and questions why she hadn't told him. I was not expecting him to be this direct.
He's a Vulcan.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And he was, and like he comes up and he's like, "Hey, I can see that you're clearly like you got your thing. Did you not tell me on purpose?" He's
Maybe
like,
just say something. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And like he's not. I don't know. It's weirdly public, but it's not.
Yeah.
An incorrect. It's very Vulcan, but it's not an incorrect question. It's like, hey,
right.
were you planning on telling me or not? Because like, if not, then obviously there's something we need to talk about.
Right. The fact that she went out to celebrate before saying anything to him when they're in some type of relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Chris, they're not anymore.
Well, I was going to say, and then she fucking sings about how happy she is about the whole situation.
Man. Yeah. So this is musical number 6, which is just Chapel.
Not only did she celebrate how excited she was for the fellowship, she's like, and I'm leaving your ass.
Fun trivia note about this one. This is my favorite song of the episode. And Jess Bush has an amazing singing voice.
Honestly, I did not care for her singing voice.
There's a like, I don't know if it's just like birds of a feather. There's a scratchiness to like women's voices sometimes that I really enjoy. Like
some of those I like. Hers I did not.
Oh, I loved it, man. This song's fucking great. But like her voice aside, the song itself is just a good arrangement, and like the lyrics are fucking hilarious. Like they're good. And then like again, the choreography's getting better, so she's like dancing through the bar and stuff, and like people are like carrying her as she's singing and stuff. It's just a well put together number.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit, man. We should be a musical podcast. I'm done with this Star Trek bullshit. Like fuck, it's so much fun.
Man.
Lon and Kirk are reviewing the defensive capabilities of the Klingon battlecruiser when he reminds her that she was trying to explain something to him earlier. and I got cut off. So she finally gets it all out. She also says that she likes how, like, real current Kirk also seems to see the real her, just like alternate Kirk did.
So I want to know, because I have a trivia note for this. You skipped over where they get the brief message from the Klingon general.
Oh well,
shoot,
no. He said that they were dishonorable and stuff, but I guess he didn't say they were actually on screen. Yeah,
they got the hail that came in.
But
I wanted to highlight that because do you know who the Klingon general is?
It was Hemmer.
It's Hemmer.
Oh, the actor.
Yeah, the actor Bruce
I didn't
Horak.
realize that. That's fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a little wink too, because he had an eye patch, right? Because
I just assumed, but 30% of Klingons have eye patches. So like,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah, it was Hemmer.
Speaking
Which
of
is funny because Uhura says, sings about him later.
Yeah, speaking of eye patches, I'm a little disappointed we don't get the 17th century sea shanty version of the conversation between La'an and Kirk.
Right?
Because that would have been incredible.
I was like, that would have been awesome. I think this episode came out when like the sea shanty things were like a big deal too.
I think it may have been post that because that was COVID.
Right.
And this season was only a couple years ago.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of expected the Klingons to do the sea shanty thing.
Would have also been great. Sea shanties are awesome. I fucking love sea shanties.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, La'an is heartbroken to find out that Kirk is already in a relationship.
I like how Kirk is like, look, I totally want to bang you for sure, but like I'm seeing Carol right now.
I already knocked somebody up.
Yeah.
Gonna be a baby daddy.
So this is kind of fun here because this is the first mention we get of Carol, who like in
Dr.
TOS.
Carol Marcus.
Yep. Dr. Carol Marcus. This is the mother of Kirk's child that we see in Wrath of Khan.
Briefly.
Yep.
Very briefly.
Yeah. They're taking Genesis from us. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, after Chapel's musical number, Uhura catches back up to Spock, who's just brooding in engineering. She tries to cheer him up, but then he kind of sings about his regret for the whole relationship with Chapel and how this just kind of solidifies them splitting up.
So note here. This is
go
actually this is a musical example of I don't know if trope is the right word, but a common thing in musicals called dark reprise.
Yep, I was I was literally just about to use that phrase. Yep. I love musicals.
Yep, so because it's the same song, it's just a different arrangement and lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah, that's called often used in musicals. It's called dark reprise.
Yeah. And I was about to say like it's well done. And so like whoever is writing the music for this episode knew what they were doing because it is used here the way the dark reprises are sometimes used, which is a like juxtaposed emotion about the same event.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. Chapel was singing about how she's so happy and she's breaking up with Spock. And now Spock, using the same arrangement, but with the darker tone, is singing about how upset he is that Chapel is breaking up with him. And like, beautiful. Fucking no notes. Incredible piece of music.
So, what's really funny? Coming into this episode's like notes, I didn't want to get like super technical about stuff in musicals because I don't know, it just seemed kind of geeky and that you guys
that'd be real lame.
You're doing a Star Trek.
I was not expecting this level because like I used to play in the pit for like every musical that went on in like both our middle school and high school. And like I'm aware of these terms. I just did not expect them to be coming out of Stanford's mouth.
Apparently, Mariah, Rob did not know that I like musicals.
I did not. I had no idea.
Yeah, we got to watch some musicals together.
Fuck yeah, man.
So he leaves Uhura to her work and just bails on the situation after he's done moping. She then starts up a solo about always being solo.
Hey, see? Clever pun work. See? Music's not just emotions. It's clever.
So, she starts to sort through all the tragedy she's been through with her family, Hemmer, the struggle she's had in her career and kind of coming to terms with who she is, right?
And they
she sounds very good in her high range, by the way.
Yeah, she
Holy
does.
shit. Yeah,
she is also a very accomplished singer. Well, I guess a couple, like she did a good job here. I guess I don't know if she actually has any awards or whatever, but we forgot to mention earlier that they recorded using a tricorder, like the music that plays when songs start up, which is kind of funny. That was during the chapel scene, in the bar scene. And so like Uhura's singing about pattern recognition as well as like being solo and trying to fix things. Because she's like studying the music that they recorded. And this was the moment where I'm like, the music just kind of exists, but it would have been way better if an actual pit of musicians just kind of showed up for every music piece.
I like the scene where she went like fucking Beautiful Mind it, like the fucking map equation.
Oh yeah. Which is like again like because like it's a musical reality that shit probably fucking happened, right? Like that really happened around her.
Yeah. Yeah, so she this is the point where she realizes that the improbability pattern only stabilizes while people are singing. So she takes that note to the captain and the bridge crew and says, hey, let's get everybody together and sing a big finale.
And
grand finale.
And as evidence of the fact that like the people writing the music were not talking to the people who were writing the script or the dialogue, is like someone was like, we've only seen people be torn apart, but music can also unite. That's what Uhura said. Una and Kirk's musical number was explicitly about them like coming together and like Kirk learning from her and how like Kirk needs to like listen to the crew and stuff. That's like the whole thesis of that musical number. So that's just patently wrong. So like I said, like I don't think the writers of the episode and the musical writers of the episode did a lot of talking.
I don't think that. So one, I found out that is not the case while I was doing a little bit of research for the deep dive. But two, to be fair, like most of the pieces that Uhura's been involved in so far, it has been things going wrong in relationships, right? Because she saw Pike and Battelle, she saw Spock and Chapel, so like she has seen relationships getting torn apart. I don't think that she's seen a whole lot of building up of anything really good per se.
Listen,
so
I'm
basically you're wrong and dumb stuff, is what he's saying.
Fair enough. I didn't consider that Uhura didn't see the Lon or the Kirk and Una number, but I guess in my brain I assumed that they had reported it. But like, okay, all right, I'll give them a buy on this moment.
Yeah.
As long as the writers don't do anything else bad, then it's fine.
So yeah, this is the point where Pike suggests that Uhura is the person to inspire the crew to song. So she gives a shipwide speech on the intercom.
Oh, look, the writers are dumb again. I'm sorry. Do you know the odds of all of us being together on the ship in bed? 100%. It doesn't 100%. Matter. That is literally doesn't matter. It's the same as the odds of any other group of people, and it's this reality, so it's 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the observer statistic.
Yeah.
Like shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But anyways, I was immediately smiling again because we start the final ensemble fucking reprise, and it was so good.
Fantastic.
So good.
Yeah. So we see more and more of the crew joining into the finale here, right? Powering up their signal, but it's not quite enough. So
that's okay.
Pike has Uhura call the Klingons. And I think this is where Stanford feels bad.
Hold on, let's like there are some moments during this musical number before we get to the Klingons that are like worth pointing out. Like, because Uhura is like the purpose of here is like, okay, I don't know if we explained this. In order to fix the reality, we have to get enough music points to get the high score so that it fixes reality. Okay, fine, whatever. It's Star Trek. But in order to get that many music points, like Uhura's like, look, we only had like 2 people singing with a basic backup and we got like a third of these music points. So we just need to get the entire crew singing together. So like, okay, great. So then like Uhura gives this speech and then she starts singing and then we're all singing together. There's a moment where it's like, like she's talking about like we're running back and forth and doing all this stuff, and it shows a corridor of people like
Oh my god.
working.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like going back and forth to different panels, and they're bumping into each other and stuff. And then the wave of musical energy washes through them, and then it becomes this like West Side Story choreography dance sequence. At which point I'm like, I mean, they're not being more productive right now because they're not doing anything other than dancing. Like there's no work getting done.
Yeah, but they're fabulous. So shut up.
Yeah, and this is where
the galaxy,
like
man.
Jim and Pornstache have a moment on the bridge, which is really good. Because Jim like points at Pornstache, and Pornstache is like, "All right, man, you're my brother." This is where
the Mbenga look at the camera too. That was fun.
This is where, yes, that happens, and then later Mbenga, like we see Mbenga singing, and you can tell that he's DVR'd, like he is not actually singing. And this is where I was like, if I recall correctly, he doesn't actually sing. And then we get to the Klingons.
Yep. So we call the Klingons, who are then forced into what the internet has dubbed, and I agree wholeheartedly with, is a K-pop music sequence.
Were they calling it Kang Pop or whatever?
I did not hear that. That's also really good.
I think it was Kang Pop, because isn't Kang that one general, that one Klingon general?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
It's definitely K-pop.
Yeah.
It was funny. I liked the concept of the sequence. I don't think it was. I would have preferred something else for the Klingons. I like the sea shanty idea. I actually would have preferred it to be like a metal number, like just hard guitar.
That would have been good
because it's more appropriate to the Klingons.
I think that's why they went with the K-pop.
Right, which is why I admit that it's funny. I do admit that it's funny because there's a juxtaposition of like these big tough Klingons, and then they're doing this K-pop number. And
the
like
dance moves and everything.
It's great. Like it's a great sequence. I love it. But I think that I would have preferred a more Klingon-esque, even if they started doing opera and like they were doing something very intensely operatic. Would have been a good nod towards Star Trek, and still would have provided them that like pause afterwards where the whole crew's like, the fuck did we just watch? Like, yes.
Yeah, I kind of see both sides of it. I think I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, but I also, part of me was like, man, they could have done some other things that would have been very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we get the shocked Enterprise crew all looking at the view screen like, what the heck did we just see?
There's a name for this. There's a name for when a very large musical number falls into silence for countable seconds. As an emotional beat. I forget the name of that. It's something Italian, I'm sure. But yeah, they just like there's no sound except for like the pinging of the computer or whatever for a few seconds.
Mm-hmm. We hit the rousing climax here. They all join hands. Even Spock joins in.
Although Spock drops a pretty good little joke here because like they're like, it's our prime directive. Like then they're singing it, and Spock's like, not exactly. But like,
he does that during the chapel song too. Like
he talks. But then right at the end, in order to hit that musical high score, Spock goes and starts joining in with the dancing that's happening at the front of the bridge.
Yeah. So they hit the high score, shoot off the zipper beam, close up the fold, and we get a really interesting like musical drop here where they play the closing theme music from TOS. Yeah. And I was reading on Alpha Memory. I guess this is like the first time that the TOS music would have been heard in universe, which is interesting.
That is funny. Yeah. But it was close at that point, so theoretically it was over at that point, right?
Or was it? I don't know.
One of the problems with this episode in general is that there is not just the music for the musical numbers. There is also like occasional music that's going on, like the tonal music that's going on throughout the episode. And that does kind of break, like, cause that breaks your question right there. Was like, did they hear that? Where it's like stick to your plan. Like, you know, and don't get me wrong, musicals sometimes have music going throughout. That's not necessarily being sung to, but it's like an accompaniment or whatever. But then they should note that they can still hear the accompaniment, you know.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this episode would have been 1,000 times better if there was a fucking intermission that they all did.
That would have been funny.
Oh, man. It's got some popcorn.
It was like the ship just stopped working for like 20 minutes. Oh, fucking perfect.
Yeah. So we wrap up here with a couple of short scenes. First with La'an and Una back at the bar. She fills Una in about her talk with Kirk and how it went and how, you know, she's sad that it didn't end the way that she had hoped, but you know, maybe she'll be a little more adventurous going into the future here.
So, side note here. This show is very, like, it does this a lot, which I don't love, where, like, the climax happens and, like, the main storyline kind of wraps up, and then they have, like, not just one scene, not just two scenes, but, like, several scenes where they're, like, wrapping up all the other little storylines, like...
And I think, like, it works for Star Trek, but that's not how musicals are constructed. I think I agree with you. I think they could have. I think they could have dropped most of these.
Yeah, sorry. I've noticed the last several episodes they've done this, and it annoys me a little bit every time.
Yeah, they got to wrap everything up. Yeah.
I've noticed that it's happening a lot in more modern TV shows, and like
I don't disagree.
I have a friend who has suggested that it's kind of like the Return of the King effect, where like at the end of the Return of the King,
like 7 endings. Yeah,
it's got like 7 endings to it, and like it's just this need now to wrap everything up in a nice bow, so that.
But like, really it doesn't all need to happen right at the fucking end of the episode. Is my issue. Like,
right.
I mean,
you could wrap this stuff up earlier in some.
Right, like we don't need La'an again. Like, we wrapped La'an when we talked to Kirk. Like, we're done.
Yep.
You know? We don't need the La'an Una debrief.
Right. Pike and Patel don't need to have a conversation here. Like, we don't need to find out this information. What we saw was fine. And, like, you could open the next episode with Pike, like, making up dinner for Patel or whatever. There's just like, we didn't need this bookend. I agree. And that's not how musicals work. Musicals typically, not always, but typically end at the big finale. Mm-hmm. And then, like, it's curtain call, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then last up here, we get some closing officer, comm officer log again from Uhura.
Supplemental.
Saying that Spock has successfully eased tensions with the Klingons by going and drinking more blood wine with them. And then I did like this ending where she kind of like scares the bridge crew because she starts humming the song again.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Spock got drunk with the Klingons and then goes to work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Star Trek musical episode. On a scale of 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold, how are you guys rating this one?
It's a 5.
Oh, okay.
Not that it didn't have problems, but I just enjoyed it so fucking much that I'm giving it a 5.
All right.
I am giving it a 4. Now, I have reason. I think that, like, in a way, my enjoyment of musicals kind of made me see the flaws here in ways that I might not have otherwise. And I think that, like, I think it could have been better. I think that there are places where they could tangibly and easily improve it, and it would be one of, like, the greatest episodes of all time. And because they're right there, they're so close, I just couldn't quite give it a 5. But, like, I loved it. It's great.
I don't disagree. But
the music is fantastic, and you can actually listen to the whole album on Amazon Music.
Oh, that's funny.
They made, like, I don't know if you've seen, but the thumbnail for this episode in some lists, as well as the album cover on Amazon Music, is like an old school Broadway music poster of the crew and stuff. It's pretty cool.
So I also gave this one a 4. I really love the concept of the show. It was extremely fun. there were just some misses, I felt like, that didn't quite elevate it to a 5 for me. But really love it. I hope that future Star Trek shows are willing to take chances on fun episodes like this every once in a while, just to kind of like break things up every now and again. I was shocked that we got those old scientists and then this episode in the same season. It was really crazy.
Well, let me tell you about season 3.
Yeah, and there's a level of like, I liked this episode. I like those old scientists, although I'm gonna give those old scientists a bye. But like, Strange New Worlds has what, like 8, 10 silly episodes?
Yeah, it's got quite a few.
Out of 30? That's a lot. Like, that'd be like if there were 45 silly episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation, and there are not. They're like a handful. So I don't disagree with some people's complaints that Strange New Worlds dips into the silly well too often.
Yeah.
My mom and my stepdad had this complaint about, especially this last season of Strange New Worlds. And I said this to Mariah, like, this last season of Strange New Worlds, I like the episodes individually for the most part, but like, as a season, it just felt kind of lackluster because it's like, oh, okay, we're just kind of putting Star Trek uniforms on whatever the fuck we feel like doing this week, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think they need to back. I think you're right, Rob. I think it's great when Star Trek does a fun out there episode every once in a while.
Like,
But
especially like a 10
Strange
episode
New-
season, like
Yes.
it should be one, right?
One.
Like it should be
Yes.
one.
One, maybe a 2-parter if you're lucky, you know?
Mm.
But like, and I include like the hijinks episodes with these, like the tonal shift from those, you know? So it's just, I don't know. They needed to, like, these are great episodes. They needed to have fewer of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
IMDb gave it a 3, and that will that belies some of the disagreement in the community about this episode. Some people really loved it. Some people really fucking hated it. So
Much like musicals.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to take a little break here and be back for this week's deep dive. Welcome back, everybody. So for this week's deep dive, I just wanted to answer the question, how the hell did this even happen? So yeah, like Chris was mentioning earlier, Christina Chong said in an interview that like she had lobbied hard for a musical episode ever since she joined the show. And the writers just sort of like finally agreed in season 2 that like, yeah, we could do this. The showrunners sort of like held up the Buffy the Vampire Slayer musical episode as like their guiding light and kind of like the quality that they were aiming for. Myers, one of the show's co-runners, was a part of the Ugly Betty musical. And then, I don't know, have you guys watched The Magicians? Because like, I didn't know.
I have.
You have?
I watched like a season of it.
I watched a little bit, didn't care for it because of how
They had
they
a couple of
like, changed stuff
musical
from the
episodes.
books. But then like it's funny you say that because when I saw this episode, it reminded me of like Mariah was watching all of The Magicians over the course of like a few months or a couple weeks or whatever, like somewhere in that range. And like it seemed like every time I went by the TV, there was a new 80s song choreography dance number going by. Like
There
across
was no
multiple
explanation
days.
in that show. They
So,
would
like,
just
Yeah.
they would just
So
have
it was
a
just
song.
like it
It was
was like
really fun.
entire seasons worth of musical going on in that show.
It was later
Yeah.
in the show.
Like they all landed surprisingly well.
Yeah, they were fine,
They
but
were
it was
fun.
like, this is random as hell, but okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like Chris was mentioning, a whole bunch of the cast and crew, they all have at least some experience in theater. Chong specifically, though, studied at the Italia Conti Academy of Theatre Arts in London and pursued a career in musical theater before she wound up having to give it up because she injured her leg severely enough that it made dancing like difficult later on in life. Hence the switch over to film and TV. The writers also noted in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that Celia Rose Gooding's singing talent kind of came up during the filming of Children of the Comet, which is the episode about the comet from season 1. And like after that, when season 2 came along, they said that they had, and I quote, a little gremlin whispering ideas in their ears about making a musical. I'm assuming the little gremlin
that's a little rude
is
considering
Christina
how
Chong.
short Christina Chong is.
Hey, yeah, that's funny. Out of the whole cast, apparently Ethan Peck was like the most resistant about the idea. But then like,
that's interesting to me because Ethan Peck seems down to do whatever the fuck whatever you need. Cause he voices himself in the very short treks and stuff.
Well, he was worried about his abilities, and then he proceeded to like.
Ethan, have you heard your voice? Good Lord, man!
Yeah, he just like blew everybody away with this crazy deep baritone that nobody saw coming. It was like, how did nobody see this coming?
How do you not see that coming?
Yeah. Akiva, I'm not sure how their
probably
name is pronounced,
Akiva. That's usually the pronunciation of that name.
Is it? Akiva Goldsman, the other like co-runner of the show, also said in an interview that the reception with the executives was a little rough at first. In that same entertainment interview, he noted that everybody kept saying like, "Wow, that sounds cool," which he interpreted roughly through subtext as "Please don't f this up." So they were all kind of very worried about what was going to happen here. The last little bit of information I had, all the songs were written by Kay Henley and Tom Pulse. I don't know how this last name is pronounced. Polce.
Yeah, I saw that name also when I was looking into this episode, and I also could not pronounce it.
Yeah. They were both members of a 1990s alternative rock / power pop band called Letters to Cleo.
Son of a bitch. I've heard Letters to Cleo.
Yeah, I listened to a couple of their songs. They are definitely a 90s band. I'm very happy with how the songs turned out in this episode. It's going to sound really harsh. Their music wasn't very good.
Yeah, but like there's a difference between writing a musical number and writing like a pop song, right?
Yeah.
And I know that like modern Broadway tends to blur some of those lines, especially when you get like the like pop musicals, like the Green Day musical and the Beatles musical.
Very written.
But like, there's an Alanis Morissette musical, but yeah, like they took pop songs and made them into musicals, but like songs written for a musical is generally a different vibe than like a song written to be played on the radio, right?
Yeah, so like if you go back and listen to Letters of Cleo, so like I know this was a thing back in the 90s where like people repeated lyrics over and over again in a stanza. It's like the majority of several of their songs, and it just feels like they just kind of ran out of creative ideas very quickly. I don't know. Like I don't want to be too harsh on them because like clearly they're talented enough to have like made music videos and sold records and
Rob over here with his 3 platinum records going, these guys suck. Like I don't know.
Right. Like it's just I don't know. It surprised me a little. I don't know. I was expecting a little more, I guess is what I'm gonna say.
That's funny.
But yeah, I don't know. It all came together really well into a very fun Star Trek episode that I'm very happy happened. Anyway,
yeah, it's good.
We're taking a little break here, and we'll have some potpourri from Stanford.
Welcome back. So today, in honor of the musical episode, we are going to be doing some musical improv. I'm going to have you sing. No, it's a joke. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
No, thank you.
I have created a list of musical antonyms. So the way this is going to work is I am going to read to you the title of a famous Broadway musical. But I have taken each of the words and given you an antonym for it. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give you the first one as an example. North Atlantic.
South Pacific.
Exactly. So that's how this is going to work. Okay. Words that I didn't do antonyms for words like the and of. There aren't too many of those, but they are in there somewhere. I also like had to kind of slant antonym some words. So for example, I don't think I have any numbers, but if I had a number, I would just substitute a different number as an example.
Sure.
So things like that. Okay. These
Or,
are
oceans, because they're not really antonyms.
exactly. That's a great example. These are well known. Okay. These are not like obscure little weird things. Okay. These are all very well known.
Okay.
So hopefully that will be, good.
Ditto.
Okay, so we all ready? And
Yep.
yeah, it's just we'll just buzz in when you know it. Okay, number 1, Your Unreasonable Gentleman. I see Rob.
My Fair Lady.
That's right, My Fair Lady.
Well done.
Some of these are easier than others. Okay, number 2. Let me reset. Number 2, The Queen and You.
The King and I.
Okay, don't just shout it out because you may
sorry.
not have been the first to buzz in. However, in this case, you were. So yes, it is The King and I.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Yep, you're good.
I got excited. It's
I
my
got
first
25
time.
of these, by the way, so there's plenty of them.
Jesus Christ. Oh, good. So I got 1 out of 25. Perfect.
Well done.
Number 3, Dinner at Jeffrey's.
Breakfast at... Sorry.
Stop talking.
Breakfast
Chris?
at Tiffany's.
Breakfast at Tiffany's is correct. I like how like Liam's going to brick and mortar next year, and we're worried about him like not knowing how to like some of the classroom etiquette, but apparently his own mother can't stop from shouting out answers as soon as she fucking knows them.
I'm used to like on game shows you smack and yell it as loud as you can. I don't...
Kelsey and Horton.
Horton.
Yeah. All right, number 4. Hello, fishy.
Bye,
Chris? That is right.
Oh.
Bye, Birdie.
Fishy.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
I was like, what's the fish?
Oops, sorry.
It's okay. Okay. I don't remember what number we're on, but it doesn't matter. Next one. East Top Truth. Rob?
West Side Story.
West Side Story, yes.
Okay.
It was tough for me to come up with like an antonym for story, but like he's telling me a
Yeah.
story. Like, oh, he's telling me the truth. Like, okay, like that'll work. Yeah. All right. Next one. Kindly.
No, never mind. Disregard.
Okay. Chris buzzed in, but he failed. So the other 2. Mariah?
Wicked.
Wicked is correct. Nicely done.
Oh. I was
All
gonna
right,
think maybe it's Stomp because
Right.
angry. Like
I saw Stomp go by, and I'm like, I don't know if everyone's gonna know Stomp, so I let it go. But yeah,
Mhm.
I actually genuinely forgot Stomp was on Broadway.
yeah.
Next one, Detroit. Mariah,
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago is correct. All right, keeping with the theme. Next one, Montana.
Damn it.
Rob,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is
Come
correct.
zooming down the plains.
All right, next one, Sand My Horse.
Sand by horse?
Sand My Horse. This might be the hardest one.
Sand.
Sand My Horse.
No idea.
All right, I'm going to give you the first word. Paint. There it is. Mariah?
Paint your wagon.
Paint your wagon. Correct.
I've honestly never even heard of that. Okay.
Oh my god.
Fun fact
That
time.
one,
That's a
yeah,
deep
that
cut.
is
Fun
one I
fact?
threw in there because I knew
So-
Mariah was playing.
That is where my name comes from.
Oh,
Oh,
The song in there is called "They Call the Wind Mariah."
sure.
And she sounds like men are dying. Yeah.
Yes, my favorite line is Mariah makes the mountain sound like folks up there are dying.
All right,
Your mom
next
really
one.
loved you.
Mr. Ho Chi Minh City. Rob?
Oh,
Oh.
the King and I.
Nope, already did that one. Mariah, you're next.
Miss Saigon.
Yeah.
Miss Saigon is correct.
Yeah.
Ho Chi Minh City is actually the current name of Saigon. Because, North Vietnam won the war.
It doesn't help
Yeah.
when I'm like looking at Rob and like have my arms in the air and like intimidating him. I'm sure that doesn't help.
All right, next one. Lex Tactique.
Excuse me?
Lex Tactique.
You're just saying nonsense.
Mariah?
Les Mis.
That's correct.
Oh.
Les Mis. L'Ecstatique is
French. You whore.
yes, the ecstatic. Yeah.
You should have said it in Spanish.
You should have said
Oh, that would have been
got that shit.
that would have been a good slant as
I would
well.
not have
Yeah.
gotten that.
I was actually thinking
I didn't get
Rob
this
might
one
be able to
either,
get
though,
that
so.
one. Yeah. All right, next one.
Maybe if your French was a little bit no.
Right?
I actually ran it through the translator and had it pronounce it at me. So that is as close as I could get. All right, next one. Dogs.
Cats.
Chris by 17 milliseconds. Yes,
Jesus
it is cats.
Christ.
Before you started this game, I'm like, I know
You're waiting for
dogs
dogs.
is gonna be there.
That's funny because my original plan for this game was musical synonyms, and my answer for that one was felines.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
then I thought, it'd be a more fun game. All right, next one. Boulevard J.
Oh, fuck.
Mariah.
Damn it.
Avenue Q.
Yes.
Avenue Q is correct.
God damn. I was like, ugh, right behind you on that. Shit. I love that. That's
Plenty left. Still anyone's game, although Mariah is quite ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. The Silence of Noise. Chris.
Sound of music.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Next one. Rag Jane Circle Shirt. This is the most contemporary musical on the list.
All right. Well, I haven't seen any musicals since the early 2000s, so.
Mariah.
SpongeBob SquarePants?
That is correct. It is SpongeBob SquarePants.
There's a SpongeBob
my
SquarePants
God.
musical?
Yep.
Oh my God.
I was hoping the antonyms would be enough to kind of figure it out.
It's the circle shirt that I was like,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Next one. Poop City. Mariah.
You're in town, and I only
You're-
know that because that is the musical that Liam's school is doing, The Center
Also-
Edge.
I've never heard
Don't
of
know
that.
Yeah.
that one.
It's the only reason I know it.
All
That's
right.
wild.
Right?
You're in town?
You're in town.
You're in
I have
town,
no idea
yes,
what it's
it's a-
even about.
It's about authoritarian regimes.
Oh, just
Thank
like
goodness. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Next one. Piper in the Basement.
Fiddler
Chris.
on the Roof.
Oh.
Fiddler on the Roof. Next one.
Tradition.
Hand Tight.
Oh,
Oh.
Mariah.
Footloose.
Footloose is correct.
man.
Ooh.
It's so funny. I always think of the movie. I always forget that it was a musical.
It was a musical after the movie, but yes.
Right.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
musical is based on the movie. Yep.
And we've
The
been
only reason
talking about
I'm
it on the
even
show.
aware of it is because I literally mentioned it. But I went to go see John's Kid in it.
Oh, you know what? I did see a musical a couple years ago. I saw 2 musicals.
Well, don't say him.
I guarantee
And I
you
might
they're
come up.
not on this list.
No.
They weren't on Broadway. I don't know.
It wasn't
They-
SpongeBob?
Yes, I only picked ones that were on Broadway.
I don't know if either of these are on Broadway.
All right.
Remind me to
Next.
bring them up at the end.
Mhm.
I will try. Next one. Glue.
Solvent.
It is not solvent. No. Anyone else got any guesses? I do have a hint if no one gets it. Mariah?
Rocks?
Not rocks. Chris, you're the last one who can get a point out of this.
Can I get the hint you were talking?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, come on.
Think about what glue does and what would be the opposite of that.
I got nothing.
Okay. Glue sticks things together. If you want things to slide, you use grease.
Okay.
Grease.
That's a good one.
I know. Thank you. I came up with all these, by the way. I didn't look up a
We're
list.
very proud of you.
All right, next one. Babes and Dudes. Chris.
Guys and dolls.
Guys and Dolls it is. Next one. Prophet Muhammad, Normal Guy.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ. Superstar.
That is correct.
Normal guy. Oops, sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. All right, next one. Vanilla Sex Gloves.
I have no idea. I assume I know what
It
the
is
acronym
very interesting seeing where everyone's understanding and knowledge of musicals is in this list. Because I wasn't specific on eras and stuff. I was just trying to pick ones that were very famous. So it is interesting.
Chris?
Chris?
This is wrong. Chocolate abstinence boots.
It is not chocolate abstinence boots. Vanilla sex is hyphenated. If that is a hint for Mariah and Rob. Vanilla sex gloves.
Gloves?
Gloves, like we wear in your hands. Gloves. No? All right. That is kinky boots.
Oh, kinky boots. Okay.
All right, next one. Big House of Fun Things. Chris.
Little Shop of Horrors?
Little Shop of Horrors is
I was going to
correct.
say Little House on the Prairie.
All right, is the last one. Kind Boys. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Reset.
You got to do another one.
I will come up with another one.
It's Mean Girls. It's Mean Girls.
Yes,
I got
it
that
is Mean
one.
Girls. I will come up with another one. I apologize for not resetting. That's why I always yell at y'all for resetting. Fuck. I mean, I gotta come up with another one. I will be, to be fair, you cannot win.
Yeah.
No.
Shut up.
Absolutely not.
I didn't know I would be so good at these.
How about, okay, let's do this one. The What's Billy?
What?
John is screaming at his fucking podcast right now.
Billy?
The What's Billy?
The what's Billy? Is the an antonym?
No, I did not antonym the articles.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's something? I don't know.
Oh, none of you? That surprises me. It is the Who's Tommy. Tommy is the name of the music, but it is called the Who's Tommy.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Really? It is very famous. That's interesting. Yes, it's music by the Who. So, okay. Technically, if Rob and Chris combined, they beat Mariah by 1 point.
Woo! Good job, Chris.
But Mariah, you did get
You
I say,
got
what was the
10
final score? I'm
correct.
curious.
Rob got 3 and Chris got 8.
And what did I get?
You got 10.
Suck it.
So yeah, nicely done, everybody. Yeah, I knew I would, like, I know it is unusual for our producer to play, but I knew she would want to, so I made her.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Rob, you said you had some kind of recent musical?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I did see 2 recent musicals. One was American Idiot. It was a Green Day musical.
Sure.
Kelsey and I had to go see it because we're both big Green Day fans. It was in Philly. I forget which theater we saw. And then also in Philly, we saw Evil Dead the musical, which was awesome because it had a fucking splash zone. And like you could buy
Josh
white
went
shirts
to
that like you would get food coloring on from all the gore. It was
That's
pretty
amazing.
funny. It was good. Yeah, it was good.
American Idiot was on Broadway. I did see that one go by, but I decided,
okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, of the 2, I would have expected that one to be on Broadway.
Yeah. Cool. Well, so there you go. If you like what you heard, or if you did not, give us a rate, give us a review, give us 5 stars. We are 5-star people. Tell your friends, share it with your loved ones. And otherwise, I guess we will see you all next week.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.